Hi everyone, we are going to get started on our 1-point perspective drawing. This is just a sketch today, and this is what I will be showing you on how to draw this one. But just letting you know, you can change the way the background look. You can change what you add to the side, what you will use to demonstrate the change of size. And you can also change what you put in the middle of your image as well to show that it is vanishing as it gets closer to the vanishing point. Alright, so you will need drawing paper, you will need a drawing utensil, you can use a pencil, you will need some kind of a straight edge like a ruler. If you want to draw a river like this one right here, you don't necessarily have to draw a straight edge. But if you want to draw the street or train track or anything like that, then you would need a straight edge. Alright, I'm also putting some pictures on the left side just for us to look at for just reference and idea. So one more time, just showing you some great drawings that other students have created. And these 1-point perspective drawing, these vanishing points are in the middle of our paper, so we will do that. Alright, so let's get started. First, I am going to make sure that my paper is landscape orientation. Then I'm going to use my ruler to draw my horizon line. After I draw my horizon line, I know that I have divided the paper into earth portion and the sky. The sky and the earth portion. Then I'm going to place my vanishing point on the horizon line. I'm going to place it in the middle. Then I'm going to imagine that there are two diagonal lines that will be leading down to the paper, like you are drawing a triangle. So I will place those 2 points down here. This will help me create my street, my river, my train track. So I'm going to line that up with 2 points, the vanishing point here to the point at the bottom of the paper, and go ahead and draw my line. Same over here. I'm going to line this up and draw my line, connects the 2 points. And this is, we already created, right here, we already created 1-point perspective already. So now all we have to do is go in and add details and demonstrate how we understand other ways to show space. So I'm going to refer back to my old drawing here, as well as my sketch. Here I have this sketch. I just created this sketch right here. I like the scenery of nature, especially mountains here. But if you want to do a cityscape, so like this one, this is a city right here. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and begin with my background first. Background is toward the top of the paper. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add my mountains. And I'm going to show that I understand overlap by drawing mountains behind mountains. And if I want to demonstrate overlap again, I can draw the sun. And keep in mind, you can always come back and fill in the details later as well. That's where creativity portion on your rubric comes in. Creativity and originality. I am going to add some other things in the background as well. So maybe I'll add some kind of a carriage or something. So because it is far back, you can't really see the detail. You can guess that that's a horse and a wagon. but you don't really see the details, and that's demonstrating value and focus. All right, that's another way to illustrate space. All right, I'm going to move toward the foreground, bottom of the paper. That's placement here. And I am going to choose to draw my tree if I want to draw trees. So here I have already practiced drawing cacti. So I'll draw some actual tree, some tree. So keep in mind your tree or whatever you draw, building needs to be straight up vertically, not leaning on this line. I know the tendency is to follow along this diagonal line and leaning like this, but it's actually straight up. So if it helps you, draw the base first, and I'm going to draw, because trees in the front is a lot clearer and larger details. This should be my largest tree because it's in the foreground. A simple tree. Same over here. All right. Then when I move toward the middle ground, then the tree will be shorter or a little smaller. Now, if you run out of space, think about it. There's overlap, so you would have to draw the tree behind another tree. So that's a tricky part right there. If you don't want to try overlap, you can draw it to the side. So here I'm moving up. I'm drawing another tree. This time it's a little shorter and a little smaller. This one I'm going to show overlap. So I'm going to draw. And this one is covering this tree right here. And then I'm moving toward this horizon line. Things get a little shorter and smaller. This is why you guys should draw in pencil, just so that you can see better. As well as erase if you need to erase. So this tree already, we got a large, medium, small tree here. Okay, so I'm lining up. I'm also going to draw a small tree. I cannot draw into this tree because it's behind it, so I have to avoid that line, skip it, and keep going. And then I'll go ahead and work on my small, extra small tree. Very little details because it's so far away. And if you want to go in and add anything else, like extra details, like what would be around the tree, what's on the tree, that's something you can also go in and add. But I'm just going to focus on demonstrating that I understand 1 point perspective. Alright? And obviously we got some negative space here. We can always go in and fill that in as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw what is going toward that vanishing point. So I will draw a train track. Since there's supports to the side of this train track, I need to use my ruler and draw that portion out, that part out. And then I'm going to use my ruler to draw my train track, horizontal line. Here, I need to be able to see better. Yeah. The track gets smaller and it's closer to one another. So if you want to draw anything else, that's the part where you would get extra points for creativity. You could just stop here and say, alright, I am done showing that I understand 1 point perspective. or you can go in and show me what other things you can add to your drawing. You can show me other techniques on how to show space in your work. Sorry, that is my dog. I'm gonna go ahead and freehand this, and you see it's getting to the point where everything just looks like it just goes blurry and blending to each other. Okay, you can go in, add textures to things that are closer to the front because you can see them better with better details. All these things in the back, it's a little blurrier, more blurry. You don't see as much details in the back. So I'm going to keep working on this, but you are going to continue working on yours, and when you are done, you can submit a picture of your sketch, a scanned version of your sketch. You can also submit by recording a video of yourself talking about your work. Show me through the video what your work looked like. You can do that as well. Alright, good luck.